Hi, good morning. Welcome back to my eBay workbench. It's Friday, April 11th. I usually pack all of my eBay orders in the evenings, typically around 8:30 to 10 o'clock, something like that. And then if any orders come in overnight, I'll pack them quickly in the morning and get those orders shipped out. But on Fridays, I don't have to go to work at my full-time job, so I usually save Thursday night orders and then pack them on Fridays so that I can get everything that came in overnight done all at once. So it seems like I haven't really been tracking day-to-day sales. Like, I don't know if there is traditionally one day of the week that's better for sales than others. But for the last few weeks, it has seemed like Thursdays and Fridays are my biggest sale days. So I think I might put a whiteboard here and start keeping track just for the fun of it to see which days of the weeks gets the most sales, and not necessarily the most profit, but just the most number of sales. And I don't know what I would do with that information, but it might just be interesting to know. So keep an eye out for some information about that going forward in the future. But today we've got quite a few orders to pack and some pretty good value ones. So I think yesterday, Thursday, we made around, I'm going to say it's like 220 right now. And then after we're done with all of our shipping label cost, it's probably going to get down to about 180, something like that. And then today already, we just had two orders on Friday, and I think they add up to about 180 just for these two orders. So we'll see. We'll for sure today see totals for yesterday's orders, and then we'll get at least an idea of where we're going for the rest of today, Friday. But for now, I'm going to just pick everything that's ready to go and get it packed up and head over to the post office and drop it off and get these orders out to my customers as soon as possible. So hang on for a second. We're going to be right back, and we're going to start packing. Okay, we're back and we're ready to pack. We have 5 orders for yesterday to take care of, and then 3 that came in this morning. It is 3 minutes away from noon. Let's see how quickly we can get these done. They're not too complicated, but a couple of them are going to be a little bit more. They're going to be a little bit bigger anyway, like pretty easy square boxes, but we'll see how we can get these things done. Okay, let's get started right now. I'm going to grab my little basket just in case I need it. And I'm going to pull these orders from my inventory. All right. So first thing we have is a GameCube Mario Party 4. It's not even the game, it's just the case. It's just the case and the manual. Doesn't even come with the game. But somebody needs that for their collection, I guess. Okay, BR closet. Okay, this is a Carhartt coveralls. And it's in here somewhere. And it's up here. It's pretty big, so I didn't know where to put it. I'm going to put this right on the bench right now. And then go back for the next item. Okay, phone. We've got some more of these Marlboro Coleman cooler things there in the other room. So we'll worry about those in a minute. Let's get these pair of jeans. This is on W1C, way over here. This was a pretty good sale, even though I took a pretty major discount on it. Let's see. I usually put numbers on all of these packages of clothing in case there's ever a pair of jeans together and I can't differentiate which is which. I can always just refer to the number. So this one is W1C, and it just has a 4 on it. So this must have been one of the earliest things I started selling. when I started selling clothes, so I must have had this for quite a while. We'll see how long we had it in a minute when we pack it. When I'm packing, I'll go through, you know, how much I paid for each of these items, where I got them from, how long I've had them, and how much it's sold for, and ultimately how much profit we make on each one. Okay, BR4. Let me close this door. These are some comics. I think it should be in here. BR4. Oh, maybe over here. Yep. Good. Whoops. Okay, what's next? There's some bigger things here. So this is going to clear off a little room for me to make some storage for more inventory. These are these RC crates. So these are I'm gonna have to figure out how to box these up properly. I'm just gonna set them right here for now. Then there's I think on that same shelf, a box of books. So this whole shelf is getting cleared off right now, it looks like. It's probably right here. No? What does VG97 mean? Oh, I know where this is. It's over here. LR1. Twisted Tales. Yeah, hopefully this, I can't remember if I made this ready to pack, but it feels like it is. So we might not even have to pack this. I might open it up just to give you a look at it. We'll see. Okay, what's next? N1A. What's over here? That doesn't seem to make much sense. Oh, I thought this was going to be a small game. This is much bigger than I thought. Okay, Munchkin Zombies. I thought it was like a deck of cards sized game. Okay, back to orders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then we just have to get these Coleman coolers out and we should be ready to rack. Whoops. I'm going to turn the lights off now while I'm here. Okay, where should we start? The hardest ones or the easy ones? Let's start with whatever's on top, which is going to be this. So this is an order that just came in a little while ago. I have a bunch of sales events going on right now, trying to move some inventory. So this only sold for $11.08. Let's see. What kind of box do we need for that? I have a few boxes that came in the last couple of days that one of these will work. Probably this one. Let's bring this just in case. One of these might go with these Carhartts. Does this fit in here? This fits in here. It doesn't really give it much room for padding. I kind of like to make this box smaller. Should I? Yeah, let's go ahead and make it a little smaller. I don't want to spend a lot of time here. I want to get to the post office as soon as possible. But I am going to take a little time to shrink this box down. Or am I? No, I'm not going to. I'm going to make it shorter so I don't have to fill up all this space with packing paper or bubble wrap or anything. Because after all, this is only $11 order. And I probably spent $2 or something on this game. No, more. $3.44 I spent on this. And then I only sold it for 11 bucks, so we won't be making much profit on this. We don't want to spend a lot of time preparing a box for it. Just get it done. Oh, where's my knife? Here it is. I'm running out of my roll of packing paper here. It's getting pretty skinny. And I've been waiting for a coupon from Zorro.com. That's where I usually order paper from. They pretty often send out 20% off coupons. So I don't really want to order anything until one of those coupons arrives. Lately, they've been sending only 10% off coupons and only in certain categories. So they might be changing their marketing plan. And if that's the case, I might have to look for other place to buy shipping materials. So that 20% off coupon is a big savings. Okay, 2 pounds, 12 ounces. So I don't think making this any smaller would save any money on it, so we're just going to leave it this size, because I would like to have made it more of a square box instead of this rectangle, just for aesthetics, I guess. But there's no sense doing that if it's not going to save any money. Okay, let's see what else. Since this is a little bit of a long flap here, I'm going to go ahead and do these edges, which I very often do not do. I think it's, in most cases, it's a waste of tape. And this tape is not inexpensive, so we're going to try to conserve it wherever we can. But usually if I'm using a recycled box, I'm going to cover this tape that Amazon puts on. Okay, we'll cover these labels, and then what did I say it was? 3 pounds? Yeah, 3 pounds. 3 pounds. This is Munchkin game. I bought this at a Goodwill. I have on here $3.44, and this was in August of 2024. So I thought I would have imagined I had this much longer than that, but that's not really that long for me. 17 by 13 by, this is going to be 5. No, only 4. And the buyer's initials are JE. This is how I can match up the shipping label once I've got it printed out. Okay, let's put this here. And then next up on our list is this box of... I'm going to go ahead and open it. So this is definitely a waste of tape, but I'm just doing it to show you what's inside here. I'm sure I packed this, made it ready to ship. Yeah, I even put this on here so if somebody cut it through, they wouldn't cut the spines of the books. But these are Disney... What's the company that prints these? Disney Hyperion. And they're like retellings of all fantasy fairy tales. It's called Twisted Tales. So this is a big lot. I don't know how many are here. I can't remember. 13 or... Yeah, 13. I got these from someone giving away books on Facebook Marketplace. So I got them for totally free. And that happened... not too long ago, March 14th. Today is April 11th, so less than a month this has been listed. or at least that's when I got a hold of these. It might have been a little bit later once it got listed. So these probably sold in between 3 weeks and a month, and so I got them for free. I sold it for $139.99 plus shipping. So keep your eyes on Craigslist and Facebook for people giving stuff away for free. There's often a lot of really great stuff. I even put the weight on here and the measurements, so I should have known this was ready to ship. This is a heavy one. I just said I don't do these flaps, but books are heavy. I don't want these flaps to pop open, so I'm gonna triple up the tape on this edge on each of the sides. Then I'll have to cover that label. Okay. I almost never do this. I don't see the point of it, but I do see a lot of other people doing it, and something today is making me think I should put a strap across. Okay, I'm gonna cover these. I'm gonna cover this label on the side here with these. These are like spare labels that I got accidentally that don't work with my printer, so I just use them for covering up things that will mess up the shipping. You know, post office doesn't want any old labels on anything. They don't want any barcodes. I mean, really, they prefer no markings whatsoever, but that's not feasible. Okay, so this one's going to, I already have the measurements and the weight on here, so I'm just going to put the buyer's initials, which are AH. Only going to Indiana, so hopefully this will be a little bit cheap. I'm in Chicago. Okay, what's up next? Okay, these crates. I might save these for last, these two RC crates. So we'll go to this next. Okay, this is a lot of comics. How many is it? 8 issues of Hate magazine. This is by Peter Bagg. These are from the 90s, probably 92, 93, something like this. Somebody, this is years ago, somebody donated a ton of comics to where I work. Probably like 5 or 10 long boxes. And I just went through and took out the stuff that I was interested in reading for myself. This was probably, I don't know, could be 7 or 8 years ago. So I took the stuff that I wanted to read, and then whatever I read, I don't need to keep it. So I'm gonna go. I went ahead and listed some of those things. I had the most of the stuff I took was like 90s independent comics. So Fantagraphics published these. I think I got some Alan Moore Swamp Things. I can't remember exactly what I had. I know I had a bunch of Guardians of the Galaxy comics, and this is how long ago it was. It was when the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie was just coming out, and I had these older Guardians of the Galaxy books, the first iteration of that, so probably from the 80s. I think I still have those in my inventory. I don't think they ever sold. Okay, paper. I thought they would sell for sure with the popularity of the Guardians movies, but no, they're just still sitting there. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember selling them. It's certainly possible that I did and I just forgot. Okay, got room in here. I know one thing I got there was the complete run, the first printings of Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell's From Hell, you know, the Jack the Ripper book. And that's one of my favorite comics. But I didn't have any reason to keep those individual issues. I can always read the trade paperbacks or whatever. So I did sell those for sure. Okay, this is going to AC. This box weighs 2 pounds. 8 comics. I don't need to put the measurements because I have it over here. So that's all done. Okay, these jeans. Okay, like I said, these are marked number 4, so they must have been one of my earliest earliest clothing items. I know I got these at the Salvation Army, let's see, December 17th, 2023, so this is a long time ago, and I paid up for these. I never heard of this purple brand, but at the time when I bought them, I researched it, and it seemed like it was a high value brand. I know I had these listed for over $100 for years, and then I lowered the price recently to I think 90, and then with the current sales I'm running, they sold for 80, $79.99 plus shipping. So I paid $20 for them, which is pretty unheard of to buy clothes for 20 bucks unless it's a jacket or something. Okay, what do I have? What's a good option for a box? This will do. You know, they're 80 bucks. I think I can afford to put them in a brand new box. Send a nice order this way. One of the good things about selling clothes, which I don't like selling clothes because all the stuff on the front end takes so much time. Like researching them takes a long time. Then if they have any issues, you need to clean them or whatever, it takes a long time. Photographing them takes a long time because you have to measure everything that anybody might want to know about. After getting a handful of returns, I started really over documenting the measurements. And it takes a long time, but then the good part is the shipping goes quickly. So there's very little chance of a t-shirt getting damaged in shipping. It's not going to break if they drop it. It's 3 pounds. This box is 13.11.5. So that's the good part, like shipping. Usually people put stuff in either in bubble mailers or in those, I always forget what they call them, poly mailers. The ones that don't, they're just plastic. They don't have any kind of padding. KT. Okay, good. All right, next is this Carhartt. All right, so anyway, I got those for $20.80 and I sold them for $80 plus shipping. So that's a pretty good turnaround, I think. I think I had them listed for probably a year at $120. Of course, I based that on sales history. You know, I saw previous sales of that kind of number, so that's why I would have chosen that. But they're sitting and sitting and sitting, so they gotta go. What did I say? November 2023. It's April 2025 now, so they've been here for a long, long time. These got a little dusty sitting up there in that closet, so I'm just trying to get some of that off before I put it in the box. So these are Carhartt coveralls. They're brand new. They still have the tag somewhere. I got these. They say extremes, so I don't know if that's the good line or really what it is. I might want to put these in a brand new box too, but I don't think I have any big enough for that. I don't want to use a 12 by 12. No, maybe I do. Maybe I do. I should put these in a bag, but I don't. Well, I do have some garbage bags. So these Carhartt coveralls, I got 2 pairs of them, or sets of them, however you call it, at a yard sale. And it was one that I drove. I don't know why I drove so far to this sale, but I did drive pretty far to it. I think they had listed tools that I was interested in, and then when I got there, they were priced a little bit higher than I could afford. But they had these 2 sets of Carhartt coveralls. This one was brand new with the tags. The other one is the traditional Carhartt tan color. And it was used. And I don't remember what they had that marked at, but I offered $30 for both of them. And they took that offer, so they really did fill up this whole 12 by 12 by 12 box. I was not expecting it to. I thought I was going to have to chop it down. So I got these for 15 bucks. I had them sitting around for a long time because they're difficult to photograph. I don't really have a good place to hang something tall and long like that and get a picture of the entire thing. So it took me a while to get around to it. And then I ended up just taking pictures of them folded. I never got a single picture of the entire thing. And they sat for a little while, really. I mean, I bought them in October of 2024. I probably listed them in January, and I thought they would sell pretty quickly, but no, they did not. I had them, these brand new ones sell basically 150 to 200 pretty regularly on eBay. I have these they're brand new, but they do have a few little flaws. Like, it's probably something that just come out in the wash, but some little marks. And I didn't want to wash them because they have the brand new tags. So this is 6 pounds. 12 by 12 by 12. And so I had them listed for 120. Somebody sent me an offer of $50. EDL. And I rejected that right away. So I think I sent them, I think I returned their $50 offer with $100, which is already pretty cheap compared to what the others are selling for. But they did not take me up on that offer. And then just a couple of days later, somebody bought them. Somebody sent me an offer of $100. So I just went ahead and took it. So 15 bucks in October. I sold them in April for $100. So that's going to be about $65 profit, probably 60. Okay. I've been selling a lot of these Nintendo GameCube games. These are from like early 2000s. I think I got a bunch of them for free. I think I got about, I don't know, 12 to 15. And most of them were complete with the game and the case and the manual and everything. This one, for some reason, only has the case and the manual. There's no game in there. And I didn't really, I mean, I don't know that much about game collecting. I think this game, if it was in here, probably would be a $100 game, $85 to $100 game. But I just thought, might as well check to see if somebody will buy just the case, because I know people collect these things. They collect them not necessarily to play them, but just to have them and put them on a shelf or something. So maybe somebody has the game they bought loose with no case, and they needed a case to make it look nice. So I had it listed for $40. These really aren't that old. I got them at the end of January, so like I said, this is April, so it's only been a few months in my shop. But I just lowered it from $40 to $30 2 or 3 days ago, and then it sold pretty much immediately. So $30 for an empty case. That's for something that I got for free. This is the kind of sales I like. I would have preferred if this had the game in it, of course. I could have sold it for much more, but $30 for essentially nothing. and it's easy to ship. It doesn't take up space in the inventory. This is a good deal. Okay, I'm gonna cover some labels. I don't know what this is, box 1 of 1, but we're gonna cover it. And I'm gonna cover some of this one. I'm gonna cover the whole thing. Why not? Like I said, I got these for free, and I can't use them for anything, so might as well use them for this. Okay, Mario. Mario weighs 8 ounces, 0.8. It's gonna be 9 by 9 by 1, and this is going to WM. I know sometimes with strange things like this, some people would suggest contacting the buyer to say, are you sure this is what you wanted? Do you understand that this doesn't come with the game? But I think it's as clear as it can be. Okay. I gotta check the numbers on these. I sold 2 more of these Marlboro coolers. These are from the 90s. I don't know how it works. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there's still 9 here. I bought 15 of them, and I listed it as a multi-quantity listing quite a while ago, maybe October of last year, and no sales at all, no real interest in them. I didn't hear anything. I've never heard anything from anybody requesting a discount or anything. And then once I started this sale, which I think the sale went live last Wednesday. I usually do 2-week sales, so this must be the end of the first week. Once that sale went live, somebody bought one of these, and then every day since then, I've sold at least one of them. So after I sold the second set, I raised the price by $1, and then when I sold the third, I raised the price another $1. So I don't know if I'm making a mistake, but if they're in high demand, which I think the way it works is when you have a multi-quantity listing and one of them sells, that's a signal to eBay that you have an item that is sellable, that people might actually want. And then they start promoting that listing more than they were before. So this should be a little taller. No. So it can't be coincidence that one sells, like none sell for several months. Then one sells, and then one the next day, 2 the next day, 2 the day after that. That can't be a coincidence. It has to be something. I don't like to even talk about the eBay algorithm because there's so many people providing spurious information about things that nobody really knows about. But this does make sense to me that the algorithm would say, yeah, nobody wants this, nobody wants this, nobody wants this. Why bother showing it when people are searching? And then all of a sudden, one sells, and it's a signal. Okay, let's go ahead and start showing this in search results. So that's my assumption. I think I'm probably right. So yeah, I raised the price on these. I don't fully know how eBay determines shipping when you do a multi-quantity sale. So the other one, I sold another set like this, 2 at once, and the shipping price that eBay charged the buyer didn't really cover the cost of both of them. So I probably will lose a little money on the shipping on this, but ultimately be making money on the entire sale. I think they were charging 9 something to ship 2 when it really cost like 11. So I really don't know how their calculator works to tell somebody how much shipping is when they buy more than one of the same item. The other one I sold, the other ones that I sold two of, I put in some cardboard in between the two as a sort of a divider to keep them. You know, I just some stuff to take up space, so I'm not using just all paper. Like I am running out of paper, so I don't want to go crazy with it. That's good. This will be good. That'll be good. Yeah, then I'll get paper in there around it. I got these jugs at the Salvation Army. They had dozens of them, maybe as many as 50 or maybe even more. I'm not sure. I bought 15 because there was no real sales histories to base. I think there was enough sales history to base a price, but not enough to base the supply and demand questions. These would have been promotional items given away from the Marlboro Miles program, where you would collect points off of your cigarette packs and then trade them in for mostly like outdoorsy goods from the Marlboro Miles catalog. So I'm assuming that there was some warehouse around here. Maybe there was a fulfillment center near me. That was the company that was actually sending out these promotional items, and then they were probably doing some cleaning and getting rid of old stuff out of their warehouse. That's my guess, because I can't imagine how just, a normal person would have 50 to 100 of these things to donate to the Salvation Army. Sometimes I'll see, it's strange, like I'll see something at the Salvation Army and then something I've never seen before. I look it up, find out either it's valuable or it's not valuable, it's not worth wasting my time on. And then I head over to the Goodwill and they'll have another one of the exact same item. Or sometimes they'll have like multiples. You go to the Salvation Army and there's 40, let's say, light bulbs of a certain brand, and then you go to Goodwill and they have 10 of the same thing. So I wonder about people who have, I don't know why somebody would not just donate them all to one place. This is going to be 18 by 13 by 9-ish, and it's 4 pounds, and it is going to RB. If there was an Arby's closer to me, I would go there for lunch, but the closest one is about a 40-minute drive, so that's not going to happen today. Okay, what do we have left? We packed the Munchkin game. We packed the books. We packed the Hate comics. We packed the Purple Jeans. Oh, come on. We packed the Carhartt. We packed the Marlboro. We packed the Mario Party. So all we have left is these RC crates. And I really don't know exactly what I'm going to do with them. I mean, they're not fragile. They could just have a cardboard wrap around them, and I think that would be fine. I'm just not sure if I have something big enough. So this is only 13 by 11 by 13 by 11 by 16. I might have to go to the garage. Well, that's a big one. How big are these? I only have one of these. I get this size from work, and I only seem to have one here today. But I do have this and this. I was imagining I would use 2 of these 12 by 12 by 12 right here and slide them together like a cardboard tube. But this is 16 and those are 12. Well, let's see. No, this is 13, so there's no way I can fit that on there. 13 by 10 and a half. Okay, I'm gonna cut the video, head out to the garage and see what kind of boxes I have out there, and then I'll be right back. We're back. I brought this bigger box in. It has this weird corrugated, I don't know where I picked this up, but I picked this stuff up somewhere. This is like corrugated cardboard packing material. Instead of bubble wrap, you can use this stuff. It's a lot heavier than bubble wrap, so I would only use this in very specific situations, but I should have just left this all in the garage, I guess, because I'm not going to use it today, I don't think. I might use some of it, maybe. So I think these will fit in this box. And I mean, this box is a little bit beat up, but it'll be fine. I prefer to just like have a close wrap all around this and not have to fill in any void, but I don't really want to cut this box down. If I just had big sheets of cardboard, actually I do have these pizza boxes. They're pretty thin though. Well, let's try this box and then see what we think about it. So there's some extra boxes in here I'll save for the future. And then to see, do we want to use this? So there's plenty of room here around the outside to do padding. So I think we'll just go ahead and do that. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, and I'm running out of this shrink wrap too, so I do need to put in an order. So I should order some shrink wrap and some packing paper and probably some more boxes. But I'm going to try to use this shrink wrap to trap these two together so they don't move around inside this big box. And I'm not going to use that much of it because, like I said, I'm running out of it and it's just not necessary to go overboard. I've got these crates, these RC crates, at a house clean out. They were in the garage. And I just had a suspicion that somebody might want them. I think I found a date on them, I think 70s or early 80s. Or else I found information about when this style of crate was produced. And I thought RC might be a little bit more unique. There's plenty of Coke and Pepsi ones, but the RC might make it a little bit special. So I grabbed them. They were free. It was just from a house where they wanted to get it emptied out. I am going to use this stuff. I might as well get rid of it. Sometimes I bring this kind of packing stuff home, and I think I got to wait until I have a good use case for it. And then it just sits there forever. So right now I'm just going to use it and get it out of my space and get it out of my thoughts and never have to worry about it again. Let's So I got those for free. I think this was in October. No, it was more recent. It was just in February. So I got those. I got a ton of stuff from that house. If you've been watching videos of mine, I'm sure you've seen some of those items that I've been taking pictures of or selling. You know, a lot of that stuff has sold. Anyway, I got these. I listed them. The day I listed them, a guy started messaging me asking if he could get them cheaper. And I think he wanted to pay $30 total, shipping and everything. But I don't want to sell something that takes some amount of packing for only 30 bucks. Also, I mean, it's probably going to cost, I don't know, let's find out in a minute. It's probably going to cost $18 or more to ship it. So yeah, I turned his offer down, and I was sure someone would come along who wanted it, or wanted these. And I guess I was right, because here they are. Somebody paid 50 bucks for these 2 crates. So it's not $1 million, but $50 is pretty good for something that you just got for free. Okay, I don't know if that's necessary, but let me make sure there's not more of that weird cardboard. Yeah, that's everything I do have. Might as well use this. This is for sure going to go to UPS or FedEx. I just remembered this bag of paper, so we might as well get rid of this too. Okay, let's close this up and finish this whole deal. So somebody already used this for an eBay sale. See, it has this eBay packing tape on it. It wasn't me. I didn't buy this. I must have gotten this off of the street. I'm not above picking up some packing materials if I see them on the street. I'm not going to go out searching for it, but if I'm on my way home and somebody has thrown out a big box of bubble wrap or styrofoam sheets, I found a lot of styrofoam sheets one day. I'll take that stuff. I'll definitely use it. And that stuff is very expensive. Like styrofoam is unbelievably expensive. The cheapest I found is a kit for insulating your garage doors. So I use that. I bought that when I sold a pachinko, like a plinko machine, a Japanese pachinko machine. And it was big and heavy, and I wanted to really pack it. I think it was a pretty valuable item too. So, and it was going all the way from Chicago to San Francisco. So I went to the store and I bought that garage insulating styrofoam. It's probably about 10 or 12 sheets that are like maybe 5 feet by 2.5 feet, 3 feet. And it worked great. That was a good thing. And they sold just regular sheets of styrofoam there. This was at Home Depot. And it was probably 4 times as much just to buy styrofoam when I could buy this pack that's designed for your garage for a fourth of the price. Okay, this box has seen a lot, but I think it'll be just fine. I'm going to tape the living crap out of it because I don't want this to split open. So I might cover essentially the entire box with tape. I mean, it's not like this is a $1,000 item. It's only $50. But I don't want it exploding on the way to wherever it's going. Maybe it's going nearby. No, New York. So this box says 20 by 20 by 12. I'll probably call it 21, 21, 13. I have bulged the sides out quite a bit with that packing material. It's still pretty light though. The only time I ever go to UPS or FedEx is when I have a really large item like this. I guess these are the corners I should be worried about. And at the FedEx, they want you to scan your own boxes and then put them in this little bin. And the bin is never big enough for the items that I'm bringing there. So I don't know who's shipping stuff there that will fit in that bin. It's always cheaper to do UPS for standard size boxes. But I guess a lot of people having trouble with USPS lately have been converting over to UPS and to FedEx. I'm sticking by USPS. I'm happy with the service I get from the post office. I feel like they are being railroaded, and it's not going to be long before something terrible happens to the post office. So I trying my best to support them, but it feels like the writing is on the wall. They want the post office shut down. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. As it is. I mean, it's in the Constitution that we have a postal service, but I guess they can just interpret that however they want these days. Okay, this is gonna have to be it. I think it'll be fine. Let's put one of these stickers over this label. How did this get shipped? FedEx. So it's probably going back to FedEx again. I prefer the service of UPS. I just don't prefer the location of the UPS store. The FedEx locations, there's 2 of them that are much closer to me than the UPS one. So I'd rather ship this UPS. We'll check the price, and if it's significantly cheaper at UPS, I'll probably make the drive to deliver it there. But I don't think it's going to be. Okay. This is why I recommend if you need a shipping scale, get one that has a detached screen, because if I set this on a regular scale, I wouldn't even be able to see the screen right now. But since I have the screen up here on the wall, can I zoom in? I think there's some way to zoom in on this camera, but I don't know how to do it. So this is going to be 13 pounds, 10 ounces for, I'm going to try a few things for the weight. I'm going to try 13.10 and see if I raise it up to 14, how much that changes the cost. Because FedEx is notorious for sending out adjustments after the fact. What did I say? 22, 21, 21 by 12, 13. So you'll send out a package, and then 2 weeks later get a bill from FedEx saying that you didn't put the correct weight, and they want to. Then you have to pay extra, and sometimes it's considerably extra. Like you might pay $30 to ship a box like this, and then get a bill in the mail for $100. So I hope that's not the case. I think the way to combat that is to get your measurements and weights as accurate as possible, and then boost them up a little bit. So I've got 13.10 on this. The scale is reading 13.11 right now. So let's go ahead and get all these packages into eBay and find out how much they're all going to cost. I'm going to start with this big one, and just see where it tells us what it says. So there's 8 orders total for yesterday and today. Ship now. This is the bulk label purchasing page. Okay, I have it. Buyer paid $17.91. This thing, what did I say it was? 13 pounds, 10 ounces, and it is 21 by 21 by 13. Okay, so if I went through USPS, it's $75 to ship this, and they only paid $17.91. So we might end up losing money on this deal. Okay, UPS ground 31.93, and then FedEx 22.76. So we're going to go ahead with 22.76. That's much closer to the 17.91 the buyer paid. I didn't vastly underestimate the weight here, but a little bit. Let me change this to 14 even. Well, let's leave it at 13.10. I'm going to remember what this number is. 22.76. Now let's see if I change to 14. 22.76. It's the same. 22.76. So I'm going to bump these numbers up a little bit. 26.72. Okay. 24. It seems like it's the size that matters more right now than the weight. If I change this to 22 and 22, where are we? 24.02. Okay, we're just going to leave it there. 22.76. It's more than I'd like to pay for this, but I don't get to choose these prices. So in the end, we're probably going to end up making $35 on these. Let's find out in a minute. Okay, now let's get these all organized and get them ready to ship. Okay, there's the Munchkins, there's the Disney books. Next is the Hate comics, and purple jeans. Gonna be in this one. Put these tools away, get them out of the way. Purple jeans, put them here. Carhartt is in this 12 by 12 by 12. Then Marlboro. And finally, Mario Party. So let's start at the bottom. We're already here. This is only 8 ounces, 9 by 9 by 1. And that's gonna cost $4.57 to ship. I think I'm going to put all of these numbers in off camera and then come back and tell you how much everything costs. So hold on for a second, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back and we've got everything entered in here and we're going to print the labels. We spent just about, I can't remember, it was $80 or $90 on shipping labels today. So this is an expensive day. And this is a reason why I need to figure out how to pay for my shipping labels with a cashback credit card. So if I could earn 4% on every one of these shipping label orders, that would be pretty good for me. Okay, let's get these stuck on. WM, thank you for the order. RB, thank you. Thanks for the sandwiches. EDL is right here. Carhartt, thank you. Purple jeans, KT, good. Thank you. I'm glad to see those go. AC, let's be back here, I believe. Thanks for the order. I don't remember what's in there. Comic books. AH. I forgot what's in there too. And then JE. This is a Munchkin game. Thank you for the order. And then finally, this one that's going to FedEx, the RC crates. So that's it for today. Somehow I got to get all this stuff packed up and brought out to the car and take it to the post office, and then I'll go to the FedEx. So that's the end for today. Well, let's go through these sales and see the values. Okay, the Munchkin board game earned $6.20, so not that much. Disney's Twisted Tales, those are the books, $114.71, so that's pretty good. And the 2 RC Cola crates, after paying for that shipping label, which was $22.76, we ended up making $36.30. So for today, so far, the minimum total we're going to end up with today is $157.21. So it seems likely that there will be more sales before the end of the day, but that's where we are now. Okay, so then let's go back to yesterday's sales. Those comic books, Hate by Peter Bagg, $23.74. The purple brand jeans that I discounted heavily ended up making $49 even. The Carhartt, this was a good sale. So these were, even after taking an offer on them, we still made $73.28. The Marlboro coolers, $21.66. That's for 2 of them. Mario Party empty case, $28 even. So that's everything for today. That all adds up to $195.75. That gives us a average per day profit of $111.70 in April so far. And then that's an average sale price of $23.63. So seems like things are headed in the right direction. I've said that many times, and then tomorrow we'll have a sale. We'll have one sale for $9. Hopefully not. Hopefully things keep moving this way. But this is the nature of selling on eBay. Some days are good, some days are bad, some days are in between. But this was a good day. I'm happy with all of this. I'm not happy with having to carry these to the post office, especially these Disney books are very heavy. But we're going to call it over today. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again real soon. Goodbye.